Welcome back, guys. It's Gars from Gars Gaming today, and we're going to look at a Stamina Warden PvP build. It's kind of a build review slash showing you the actual build itself. So hopefully you enjoy it. I'll chuck in some gameplay towards the end of this build video. Right, let's get to it. So obviously this is a Warden. I wouldn't necessarily say it's magical stamina anymore, as we all know with the hybridization. Lots of things changed in regards to how you build and can build your builds. So let's get right into it. So the unbuffed stats here, as you can see, 4k weapon damage, 25% weapon critical, 12.5k penetration, 1400 stam recovery. But yeah, I'm not going to sit and read all the stats off, you can see them yourselves. 32 on the attributes. We're running the Thief Mundus with Jules and Mishral. I'm in PvP at the moment, so obviously I've got a slight, and we've got Emperor buff and other things, so there's a few inflated stats, but nothing out of the ordinary. So it's a front bar, back bar set mythic monster, so pretty standard. So on here we're running 2 Plague Break maces on the front bar. So this is for group play with a Daedric Ice Staff on the back. Just a disclaimer right now, I haven't fully upgraded all this gear yet. I'm reviewing a build and playing around with it. I don't want to fully dedicate materials into it yet, so the stats you see will be better. We've got running 2-piece Balogs for the ulti dump, 1-piece Trainee or the Gallant Chain. Quick little bit of information, just running the Strosmakai crest line grants you this chest piece in reinforced, so yeah, that could be a little money saver there. Plague Break again, Plague Break, Daedric Trickery, Plague Break. Doesn't really matter what order you put these in. I've just gone with Daedric Trickery because I wanted a few more heavy pieces on the bigger armor sets, and obviously Daedric Trickery being crafted is a lot easier to put that in. Sea Serpent's Coil with Daedric Trickery. Now, for a money-saving aspect, if all mythics are gold level, so when it comes to the traits, you're better off running things like infused. You get more out of it as a gold piece of jewelry. So though here it's swift, I would recommend running this gold infused. Sorry, not gold. Run this infused with a weapon damage glyph on it, and then run of your Daedric Trickery, run it as swift. You can run 2-piece swift or 1-piece swift. It's up to you how you like your mobility. I find that 1-piece is good even with Serpent's Coil procced. So we'll just run through the set. So Plague Break is your AoE nuke. It did take a slight nerf where it's once per target every 20 seconds and once per attack. So you can't run a direct damage AoE and proc it on everyone. It would only apply to one person each time. Daedric Trickery for your major random buffs. Expedition, Protection, Mending, Heroism or Vitality. Really good. Reason we're running with Ice Staff over a Sword and Shield is that we can proc the Daedric Trickery a lot easier on the back bar with an Ice Staff while still getting the block mitigation, and we just lose out on the Shield ultimate. If I was to want to run a Sword and Shield, I'd probably look at sets like Breach Vitality for sustain. I would look at Rallying Cry if I was in small group to solo play. Otherwise I'd probably run Powerful Assault if I was in a full group, and there'd be Sword and Shields. Otherwise Jaded Trickery with the Ice Staff is best, easiest to proc that going into a fight. As I said earlier, Balog's for the burst. There is no better ultimate burst set than Balog's. Probably one of the best, if not the best monsters burst set. It's unrivaled, really. As I said, trainee for the health buff. There's that crafted set. I can't remember the name of it now off the top of my head, but it was released in the last chapter, and that gives you a couple of hundred less max health, but it's easy accessible. Though this chest piece is easy accessible anyway. As you can see, the enchants, they should really be triglyphs on the big pieces. I just haven't got around to it yet. Sea Serpent's Coil. Now this set, this mythic, is a pain to farm, but it is so good. I cannot describe to you. One, does it stop the gank, which isn't really what you're using this set for anyway. It's the two pieces you get, the Major Berserk and the Major Courage. They're massive damage boosts, massive. So yeah, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal, really, and you can get over the snare. The snare's not the end of the world. Going into the skills, so we're running Deep Fissure for the breach and the AoE burst. It's quite strong, so definitely with that. Cutting Dive to set off balance for the Exploiter passive and the CP, which we'll come to later. You can run the other morph for more weapon and spell damage, which quadruples, so it gives you 400, so that's quite nice. Ball Netch for sustain and the major buff. Just be careful of the negative effect removal, but it's not the end of the world. Bird of Prey, this is unbelievably good skill now with its new changes. 5% decreased damage, gain immunity to snares and immobilizations, and also gives you major expedition. Big part of getting over the Sea Serpent's Coil is this set, this skill. Whirling Blades for the execute and Dawn Smiting for the burst and stun. You can set them off balance, follow into a heavy attack as well, and that's another way to stun. Back bar, we're running Ice Fortress for the protections in both the major buffs and the minor protection. Green Lotus for the increased crit for a chance of higher burst. The heal's nice just to have, but it's really adding into that burst. Elude for the damage reduction and the and also major expedition again, so you don't obviously need to be using wings the whole time. So that's nice. Resolve and Vigor, minor armor buff, and the healing. The healing's getting a 10% reduction next patch, but again, 10% is not a lot, to be honest. 2k off the overall heal. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. An Arctic Blast for your other heal and damage and just everything stun. Use either of these ones depending on your resource pool, and then Enchanted Forest for ult regen and heal. If you're running Sword and Shield, run the Sword and Shield ult here. You can change this out for Living Vines and morph that because of the passive in here that gives you stamina back, gives you magic and stamina back every time you're healed with a green balance ability. So yeah, it's quite nice. But then mind it is procced off of this, by the way. So yeah, we run dual wield for group play, and I would recommend a 2H for dueling. And if you're dueling, I'd drop Plague Break and put on things like Order's Wrath or Stoons. Probably Stoons over Order's Wrath, because of the pen. You will be sitting on about 30k pen with Balogs at 500 OE dump. So yeah, you're going to punch through most people's armor at that point. And with everyone being tanky at the moment, that's pretty sweet. Champion champion bar, you've got the standard, whatever you want to have in the green tree really. Gifted Rider and Steed's Blessing are pretty good, Liquid Efficiency and Rationer. But on the blue tree, running Exploiter. That's partnered with the Cliff Racer. Master at Arms for direct damage. Okay, Overlord. Getting a nerf next patch. Probably would still use it. Because it just adds to the AoE burst that you can put out. Otherwise, just go with the AoE buff for Spin and Schlags. And then Ironclad for reduced damage. And then on the red tree, we're going Celerity for the movement speed to combat. Well, movement speed is king at the moment for damage mitigation. Survival Instincts, which works quite nice if you're Imperial as well. Pain's Refuge, because of all the dots. And Fortified for more armor, because we're a medium armor build. Race, you can go with Orc, is pretty good. Imperial is pretty good. Wood Elf is pretty good. And High Elf is pretty good. I think that's everything. If you have any more questions, just pop a comment down in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to talk and feedback. And we do have a Discord, so I can pop the link for the Discord in there. Yeah, enjoy and peace out.